Hello, everyone, or the one, only one. Hello, only one. Hello, the only one. McLovin. Hello there. Super bad. Says hello, sir. 19 male Assam. There we go. That's the T from Assam, I believe. How world is small. We're all connected. Let's actually see where is it coming from. I think it's coming from Assam. All good teas come from Assam. It says grown by small farmers. That means they're like yay high. Small farmers, carnies, small hands. Austin Powers reminds me. I said, okay, all right. Joking aside, it says grown by small farmers, all right, and then it says as a Canadian owned, as a Canadian worker owned cooperative. Okay, what is that? Mm-hmm. This blend includes tea grown by the small-scale farmers of the Potong Tea Garden in Darjeeling, India. Oh, okay. It's not from Assam? Well, I thought it's from Assam. Assam has got the best tea. All right, whatever. It smells. I mean, this is the tea I like. There's a tea I like. It's made by Harrogate of, I guess, London, England, Harrogate. And I've never found that blend anywhere else. It's green tea and lemon. And it's amazing, actually. So we know my tea is made with small farmers. So, which is, maybe I stopped buying it because I don't like if they're using child labor. But actually, I know what they mean. It means small companies, small farmers. Anyhow, that's our fun for the day. And now we have Io. Io took the message out 2 times. You're not sure if you want to take it out, but you take it out 2 times. Says Io13, hello there. Let me know the protocol, guys, just like McLovin has done up there. 19M Assam. So it tells me age, gender, and where he is, watching or tuning in. Steven says, good evening, Mara. Good evening, Steven. Male 40, Los Angeles. Thank you for that. And Chinmay says, Assam is in India. You should specify our country. Yeah, of course, but it's a region that has got the best tea. That's what I mean. India is a big country, and each one of them have their own little specialties, each part of it. So Assam is my favorite tea. I used to mix Assam with I don't know what other tea was. Earl Grey and Assam. No, was it Darjeeling and Assam? No, I don't know. But anyhow, that's when I had lots of black tea. Now I have green tea. And Ayo says, I was watching a random video for some reason. Oh, you were? Okay. Anyhow, Ayo, I need to know what other people offer as far as information, such as age, gender, where you're tuning in from. So if you will, please include that. And Rashmi Singh says, Rashmi, protocol, please. Age, gender, and where you're tuning in from, and I'll get back to you, okay? Says, I'm suffering from HOCD since 3 years. Still, it affects my life. What to do? Rashmi, you start watching the 2 playlists that I have. One is called Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts. That's one that covers lots of interpretations and HOCD roots and explains lots of things that is not explained anywhere else. And then another playlist that I have that is similar name but different. It's Intrusive, OCD, HOCD short videos. And again, mind you, heads up, it's not short videos. Some of them are, but some of them are long. And in this particular playlist, I discuss the role of brain, thoughts, and you. And making a clear distinction and helping you to see the separation of these, separation of the brain from you, that you're not the brain, brain is not you, you are you. There is a you before the brain was ever added to the entity of yours. So the brain is separate and you are separate, and the thought is the production of the brain. And since you're separate from the brain, it's an independent system. What it makes, which are thoughts, are also not you, irrelevant to you, and it's not representing you. So the brain has been added to your existence about 40,000 years ago, the way the brain is sophisticated today. Before that, we had a stem brain. We were living like animals, everything hardwired, everything clear, running, sleeping, eating, drinking, having sex, everything was clear. Sexual inclination was clear. There was no thoughts to interfere, suggest, or bring images, no such capability in the brain. So we had no problems of these sort of things showing up, HOCD or whatnot. It was all instinctive, it was all hardwired, and it was all just like any other animal, just living with instinct. But since we were given the ability of thinking and speaking since 40,000 years ago, then we start having these problems of HOCD, intrusive thoughts, pedophilia thoughts, religious OCD, pedophilia OCD, that's what I meant by thoughts, all kinds of subsets of OCDs, all because we are capable to think. And this calculation, this figuring out, this option or this activity of making thoughts is a capability. That is what the cause of the problems are. And in my video number 8 in the intrusive transient OCD, HOCD negative thoughts, there are 22 of these videos. There are many videos in that playlist, but 22 of them have numbers. I want you to watch all the numbers, number 1 to number like 22, 23. I think 30 of them are really, really great, but 22 of them, if you watch them, they'll give you enough information. And number 8 will explain to you how these intrusive thoughts happen to pop up. And as much as possibly I could, by the way of helping you to understand the connection of thoughts. And in video number 7, it shows you how powerful the brain is, which shows you if you don't learn how to train and how to understand, how to communicate, how to clearly separate the brain's function, if you can't understand the brain's power and how to direct it, then if you cannot, it will take you anywhere that it wants, places that you never wanted to be, never even wanted to go near the vicinity of it, because then it has a brain of its own. It has a mandate of its own, the brain. It doesn't know who you are. It does what it's supposed to do, making thoughts and making all kinds of thoughts that you have no interest, you have no knowledge of it, and unbeknown to you, it makes thoughts. But if you know how to deal with the brain, what it is, its capabilities, and how to communicate with it, how to ignore certain things, how to pay attention to some things, then you have this brain taking you to places that you designed to go, you want to go, and helping you to succeed in what you want to achieve. It's like a horse that you train it, and it'll take you where you want to go, distances you want to cover, the obstacles you wanted to jump over, and it will do what you say. But if the horse is not trained and you can't communicate with it, you get bamboozled by it, and it has the mind of its own, and it takes you and goes places that it's got nothing to do with you. You have no interest to be there. You never wanted to be there, but it goes because you believe that it's a leader, that it can do things, that it knows more than you. That's when you start making the biggest mistake of thinking your brain is you and it's leading you rather than the other way around. You're the judge of the brain and brain's production. You're the owner of this whole thing, whatever it's added to it. So the brain is subordinate to you. You're not supposed to take your cues from the brain. The brain, whatever it does, you judge it and you ignore the irrelevant things, and you see what is useful, what is not useful. You use the apparatus of the brain to do certain things with it: calculation, figuring out things, learning some things, designing something, producing things. You use the abilities and apparatus, the tool, the brain, the equipment called brain. And the brain itself uses its own equipment to make thoughts. Those thoughts are different from the thoughts that you initiate. They've got nothing to do with you, and is irrelevant to you. And HOCD and subsets of OCD and any kinds of OCD that shows up and tries to take over your time of the day is independent, irrelevant to you, and it's got nothing to do with you. That's what HOCD is. All thought-based, anxiety-based, and if you understand this, then you'll be free from all that nonsense that occupies many people's time and energy. Mariana says, hello, Meran. Hello, Mariana, dear. Female, Mexico, 29. ¿Cómo está? Bene. Huh? ¿Es bene? Is it? Do I say bene? ¿Cómo está? ¿Está bien? Is that? No. No, you got to teach me the answer. ¿Cómo está? Bene. I guess. So I wait for my next lesson here. Then we have Atif says, hello, Meran, 38, male in New York City. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Good to see you as well, Atif. Chinmay say, I go to bed at 9 and wake up at 5, giving it my best in university. Assignment and projects. Also developing a romantic bond with a sweet lady. Sweet lady. What's wrong with you? You're 19 years old. Sweet lady. That means you're really infatuated with her. You call her lady already. Just because she's a female, she's a lady. To be a lady, she got to behave like a lady. I know you like her. That's why you want to be respectful to her, and that's good. From my batch, from your group, okay. God help the obstacles in my way. Okay. Just slow down, and don't put her on the pedestal. And at the same time, don't try to possess her. Just get to know her, see if she likes you, you like her. Be yourself, and you're pleasant, good, polite young man, and I'm sure she will enjoy your friendship. And Chinmay says, please give sir the age, gender, and location. Example, 18, male, India. That's right. That would be good. Stephen says, my birthday is coming. Your birthday? Wasn't it just your birthday the other day? Is coming up in a couple of months. Oh, couple of months. Oh, okay. Not looking forward to it because I'm just getting old. Oh, come on, Stephen. Let me consult with my associate here. What do you think about this nut job thinks 41 is old, huh? Yeah, all right. He said, watch out. Be careful what you say. All right, and says, but I feel and look much younger than I am. Good, then stick with that thought. Let's go with that. And Rashmi says, Rashmi Singh, 16, India. Aha. Thank you for that. Chinmay says, Rashmi is a female. Rashmi, you didn't say what your gender is. Thank you, Chinmay. Thank you for that. So Rashmi is a female. Yeah? Okay. And McLovin says, Chinmay, okay, Captain. Okay. All right. All right. Good. Good energy here. AIO 13 says, basically, this chat isn't following me to say what I want. So I'm just saying that I got scared because I thought some guys weren't bad looking. So what? You're entitled to see the good looks of other people. You know, it's natural. Everybody wants to have good-looking friends because that's a reflection on how good we choose or what a quality person we are. Because we always think good-looking people are like, I don't know, they're educated or well-mannered, or it's like a representation of you. It's like you have a, I don't know, um, something that is nice. You prefer it over something that is not designed as good. So you notice good looks of people. You like to get a dog, you want a cute dog. You want to get a horse, you want to have a nice looking horse. You want to get a car, you want the car, your handbag. Everything, the design and look is something that we human beings notice, and we prefer the good looking versus not so good looking. Now, in case of human beings, friends to become friend, but they could have different looks. But when they become friend, then the energy and the trust and the proper behavior and all that creates that bond and friendship interest. But before that, where you can notice anyone's look and anyone's character and manners, mannerism, and the way they dress, the way they look, all of that is just natural, normal to do. And you need to do that in order to have some kind of a ability to make some kind of judgment. Maybe you make your judgment based on how the person is cleanly dressed. So you say, okay, maybe that person comes from a good family or cares about the health and hygiene. So maybe it's a person who has some principles that follows. So these are all things that we use in order to judge are they and to with whom we socialize, associate, with whom we don't. We make these judgments. So it's perfectly normal to notice other people's good looks or looks in general, and how they walk, how they talk, how they look, facial expression. These are all what makes us to feel that person is worthy of our association, or we just want to stay away from that energy or that person, or however, So that's fine. When I was a kid, there was one of the James Bond actors, Roger Moore, a good-looking man, and played James Bond very, very well. Of course, not as good as nobody was as good as Sean Connery, but we as young boys want role models. So when we look at someone who's dressed nice, good-looking, and all that, so we see all the girls like him. So we want to be like him. So the girls would also like us. So we learn how to be a man, how to look, how to dress, or things like that. The expressions that the girls like, and we see this actor behaves that way, and he's good looking, so we kind of comb our hair like him. So these are just all normal because we appreciate good looks of people, whatever, man or woman. So it's just a natural ability a human being has. But today, anything you see or think, it has a connotation, an association with a word and a label and a conclusion. So if you see someone's good look and the good look, same gender, and that could associate with the word homosexual, then homosexual has a meaning, and then now you're dealing with the meaning of the word, which is a conclusion, rather than the fact that you notice someone's good look. Suddenly that noticing someone's good look, which is an ability of a human being, turns into a label. Oh, I'm associated with being gay now. Was that a gay a reaction? It was just noticing someone's look. But when you give it a title or label or a conclusion, then you go with the meaning of the word. And then you start having these misunderstandings and confusions and interpretations. All bullshit is unnecessary. Just observe rather than perceive. You see someone good looking, and that's it. You saw someone good looking, that's it. You perceive that to something that somewhere else is explained. If another male pays attention and he kisses another male and has some kind of a intimacy relationship, then that's gay, that's homosexuality. And then you associate this noticing someone's good look to all that, which is perceiving and not observing what it really was. And that is why thought is the roots of all problems, because thought creates all these things. Otherwise, the actual event was noticing someone's good look. That's it. No need to perceive it, just observe what it was. No need to associate it with anything else or a conclusion or a word or a label. And when you do that, then other kind of nonsense keeps popping up as intrusive thoughts. All right. Nicolas Guzman, that's a Filipino name, I believe, if I'm right. Let's see. Mm, Make or male? Male 18, Washington, is it, or Wisconsin? What is WI? Wisconsin? Says, what about the fear of abandonment and being left out? What about it? Give me the bone, throw the info. I mean, throw the bone, throw me the bone, give me the info, as Dr. Evil would say. So I don't understand what about it? You know, you want me explain whole thing or just give me exact what you are questioning, what you're asking? Help me out here a little bit. Didi says, hello, sir. I'm 26 from Minnesota, male. Can someone be overqualified for a partner in a relationship? Again, explanation. Yeah, every one of us are overqualified, or in some ways maybe seem like, the girlfriend has got, or the girl that you're interested in is got, I don't know, lots of education, lots of different interests, and interests are in a different caliber than yours. Then to her, maybe, to you, maybe she's overqualified. But maybe she wouldn't think that way. Maybe she actually likes what you're all about and how unique you are. So there is no judgment on that. It's just a base. It's just based on compatibility between two consciousnesses. Regardless of who's got more money, who's better looking than the other one between the two. So, and or which one is more educated as far as their understanding of what life is all about and what their goals are and so on. So there is no real way of saying who's overqualified. It's not a job description. It's about compatibility. So AIOA, what is it? AIO 13 says, and I wasn't getting scared. I was kind of numb, and I am scared and thinking I'm accepting these thoughts for my true feelings. Well, bullshit. Thoughts is not you to accept what it's thinking as true feelings. It's got roots of why it conjures up intrusive thoughts, and I've discussed it in many other videos and live discussions that we all in the world, every single human being gets intrusive thoughts of all kinds: sexual, pedophilia, harm, responsibility, religious, all kinds of OCDs. But when we don't have OCD, all kind of intrusive thoughts, I mean. But when we don't have OCD, and it's not, we don't have any malfunction in the signaling system of the brain, when these intrusive thoughts show up, you feel, that's nasty. You express your surprise or its undesirable feelings or suggestion that this brain has popped up. But then it quickly shuts up, automatically goes away, and your focus would be on whatever it was that you were focusing. That's a job of a part of a midbrain called the striatum, and namely caudate nucleus. Caudate nucleus job is like an automatic gear shift, that when intrusive thought shows up and your system inwardly knows about your values, your gender, your sexual inclination, everything is clear to your inner intellect and awareness, and other meaningful values that you have selected in your life, and you guard them because they define you, such as your manners, morals, faith, or whatever it is that you find important to you, all are protected and put in, as, let's say, gatekeeper, as Dr. Phillipson puts it, or wise advocate, as Dr. Schwartz puts it, or superconsciousness, as Me puts it. I don't have a medical degree. So then, whatever it is that you guard it, that's your identity. And it's all known by your inward system. So, caudate nucleus, when these intrusive thoughts that are not in line with your values, that you're guarding them, your core principles, when they're not in line with these values that defines you, it knows it and shuts it down, shuts these intrusive thoughts that are not relevant to you, that they're not in line with your values, shuts them up automatically. But sometimes caudate nucleus, like the automatic gear shift of the car, has a problem to get into the gear. It doesn't work as it's designed to. It's malfunctioning. When it malfunctions, well, that thing that showed up, suggestion, pop-up, image, thought that the brain conjured up, unbeknown to you, irrelevant to you, it can't get shut down because the caudate nucleus is in the glitch of not getting into the gear. Doesn't work automatic. So this lingers, and the prefrontal cortex keeps sending this and is dealing with it, and it's not disappeared because the gear system, the signaling system, is malfunctioning. And you, if you don't have the clear understanding of the separation of brain, thoughts, and you get bamboozled because it's hovering there. It's still a question. It's still showing up. Then maybe it means something. Maybe I'm changing. Maybe I'm turning into some other gender, or the suggestion that the brain has made, maybe it's got any merits to it. All because it's still there. But it's there because the caudate nucleus is out of whack. It's not doing its job that it always did. Because everybody in this world has intrusive thoughts that shows up in his brain, in her brain or his brain. So what happens is you then have to understand the separation between brain, thoughts, and you, and not buy into the fact to think that the brain is your leader or the brain is your intellect, and to understand that you are the boss of it all, and you're the one who chooses, selects, or and disregards and ignores what's irrelevant to you. Even if caudate nucleus is not doing its job automatically, you know what your values are, so you stick with what you are, what you want to be, what you like to be, your values, and you protect those, and you ignore what's irrelevant and meaningless to you, and you focus on. Focus on what it is that you want to accomplish. And this behavior, even though the automatic system is not working, eventually continuous behavior that we just talked about will rewire through neuroplasticity, will rewire your brain to learn again that, hey, these sort of thoughts are not welcomed here. I'm not interested in these. Does not define me. I'm not interested in this. So stop making them. I'm not going to engage with you in debating or proving to you that these are not me, I don't like it, and this and that, so forth. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to ignore these sort of productions of thoughts that you do. Brain. And when you keep doing that, the brain will learn, and eventually it makes less and less of these intrusive thoughts because you're not engaging with it. You're not playing with it. You're not giving it energy exchange. And because you're not exchanging energy with it, it finds itself that nobody's playing with me, nobody's paying attention to what I just made up, and then it gets conditioned to learn that these things are not the manners or the topics that would be of any interest here. And it becomes less and less, and then stops showing up, possibly. And if it did show up, you know what to do. And often the caudate nucleus glitches back into full working condition again on its own, perhaps because you were treating it the way you were manually getting the gear into the shift by your behavior through these sort of intrusive thoughts, and then caudate nucleus got a reset button. So it happens. So whether it does or not, you will know how to deal with it, and after a while it becomes automatic and you're not really thinking about it. Just see intrusive thoughts, you just go on, and it becomes like automatic again because you retrained it. So, having said that, Stephen says, I need the ugly sticker. The ugly sticker is here. It's got lots of people's name written on it. And so thank you. You're welcome. Okay, good. Good AIO. Sorry. McLovin says, sir, since my breakup this March, you mean last March, I find it difficult to trust girls. The question, how did you ever trust them? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, all right. Just kidding, girls. Just kidding. All right. Says I've become pretty bitter, and in most of the relationships I've seen around me, girls cheat left and right and play mind games, and I did all the time. I want to get over these feelings of resentment. You know, what you're saying is like saying, sir, since my car broke down, I don't want to drive a car anymore because I don't trust cars. Well, that was a bad mate. So many cars are made badly, cheap, cheap parts in there, and design is not good, and the electrical systems are not good. So that doesn't mean that represents the whole idea of transportation via a vehicle. It just means you cheaped out and you went after a bad car. I don't know, low end of the car. Just save more money and go and get a better car. So then you will see, oh wow, the performance, function, and all the trust in sitting it, so safety and all that is all observed. So same thing, you just had a bad experience with a girl, and many girls have bad experience with a guy. So it doesn't mean all boys are bad or all the girls are bad just because you had the experience with your girlfriend that was not up to par. So go and make something better out of yourself and make yourself more qualified, and then you have a lot more to offer, and then you would expect a lot more to be brought into the relationship from her, not just because she's pretty. You can't have a relationship with pretty. You have a relationship with the persona, with the consciousness of that girl. So you got to see, what are you choosing? Serves you right. Most of you guys, you close your eyes and you open up and say, wow, big boobs. Oh, great. What legs? And that's it. You're done. She's qualified. She's a wife material. Well, no, she's another human being, biological entity. And just like they, sophisticated way, they take a look at the guy, they find out what the guy is all about, what kind of job he has, what kind of education, what kind of manners, how he treats them, and all the other credentials. You should do the same. Women today are not like the woman 500 years ago. You can't just say, okay, she's pretty, therefore she's good. You want a relationship, or you just want to, procreate? Then you want a good seed, you want a pretty seed, and all that, so forth. Okay. But 500 years ago, women didn't have much to offer other than what was naturally, within their capabilities, and nothing and nobody else could provide that. The warmth, the intimacy, the housework, the, having children, and all that, the way the tradition was. And they weren't mostly focused on education or anything like that, just the fact that, be pretty and do the things that is necessary for food and this and that. But the women today are far beyond that, what it was hundreds of years ago. Educated, capable, sophisticated, all kinds of anything that many of the things that anybody else can do, they can do, whether it's in sciences or medicine or other lines of industries or lines of education. So their capabilities are way above what it was 500 years ago, which means you got to expect a lot more from them. You can't just expect them to be pretty and that's good enough. It's not enough anymore. That was enough for when they had nothing but their looks 500 years ago. But now they're endowed with lots of other qualifications, education, manners, morals, understanding, teaching abilities, all these things, inventions, being an engineer, being a doctor, being this and that, so for capable of doing anything. So with that kind of a advancement, then you should expect up your standards for picking up a girlfriend or choosing a wife. It's got to be someone just offering as much as you're offering. If you make yourself an educated person, capable person, well mannered, moral, and all that so forth, then you got to expect the same thing to be brought into the table. If you don't, then you end up with the things that you see. They go cheat on you, they go this and why? Because it's not a reflection on you, it's a reflection on them. Basically, they are not up to par to understand manners, morals, trust, reliability, accountability, all of that. Just they're la 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 la. And there are lots of guys who are la 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 la, and they cheat on their girlfriends and so on. So you need to understand what you're looking for, what you're offering, and what you're expecting. If you just go there to say, I'm offering this, just give me, how pretty you are, well, that's what you're going to get. Nothing else comes with it. Yeah? So it serves you right. It's your own goddamn fault. Not because you were not a good person that she went cheated. No, just means that you chose wrong. You selected wrong. So select better next time. All right. Steven says, I created this space with the girl I'm dating and it has worked. She now seems more attracted and interested. Since I now only interact with her at work every Thursday or Friday, I think it's best to continue like this for next couple weeks until her school is done. And even after, still keeps texting to a minimum. Just don't want to distance myself too much. Yeah, sure. Yeah, if it's working, it's working. Why not? And that's great. Obviously, you have understood that the way you were treating her was a little bit on the pedestal and too needy. And when they feel that, they question their own value. They say, look, I really don't think I'm offering something to worth all these special attention. So if there's such a special attention, that means that attention that I'm getting is not worth much. And then they doubt the value of yours, not themselves, and then they pull away. But when you pull away your attention, then they start thinking, why is there not an attention for me from this person? And then they seek it. And when they seek it, you feel it in their behavior and interaction with you. And that would bring about the balance that you're looking for. So if it's working good. Aha. The green tea and the mango is hitting, mixing up. It's pretty good now. And Mike Lovin says, okay, thank you. I don't know what that was too, but it's probably said something. All right. Hey, we caught up. We caught up pretty good. And we're only 43. Okay, another maybe, if you don't have any questions, then that would be it. That was easy. Well, what a difference. I was trying this tea this morning, early afternoon, live stream we had, and it was awful because I couldn't find my regular tea, which is this one. And now, wow, it's a pleasure drinking it. I wonder how other people drink that crap that I bought. I couldn't find my regular tea, so I bought some green tea that it's just. And when they put it in these bleached tea bags, even worse in the taste. So we got 8 people and 5 likes. What happened to those other 3? You guys got fingers chopped off or banged up? You can't use it? Click on the like, for heaven's sake. Help the channel. Well, let's see if I missed anything. I don't think so. I answered everything. Ah, good. Good, Chinmay. I just read your other message. You should have done that a long time ago, but you weren't listening. I gotta add your name on the ugly stick. Chinmay. Yeah, if you would have listened to what was being said and you would have controlled your, constant obsession about thinking she's all that, this and that, you would have moved on earlier and get your normal balance in life, and that's the way to go. And I'm glad that you're there now and you're dealing with it properly. Okay, we've answered everybody pretty much. Cool. All right. Wait a little bit, a few more minutes, and if we don't have people joining us or there's no question, then, or maybe I'm too early tonight. For India is a bit too early. No, it's about 9. It's 10:30 right now there. So it's Saturday morning. No, it's Sunday morning. But we haven't heard from our Australian friends. Well, maybe I should change that. It's not for Europe anymore because Europeans are sleeping right now. So I should change that to North America, Asia, and Australia. Yeah, that'll work. I forgot to change the title. And AIO says, so do I just keep on saying it's a thought and not me? Yes. You say it's OCD, it's not me. It's HOCD, it's not me. It's intrusive thoughts, it's not me. You recognize them for what they are, call them, label them for what they are, and then you go on ignoring it and go on about whatever it is that you prefer to do. Stick with your choices. Stick with who you are. Think about what you are, who you are, what you want to be, what you prefer to be, and that's is what your preference is, and you focus on that regardless of what suggestions, what image, whatever nonsense shows up. Understand that it's got nothing to do with you. It's about the anxiety, and it's about the malfunction of the brain, and it's about OCD, and it's about the brain being an independent system separated from you, and it's doing its job, and its thinking is protecting you by trying to alarm you or make you aware of such possibilities of what's available in the world, that information has seeped through the consciousness, and the brain picks up material, whatever information has seeped through the consciousness, and those information are from media, television, cinema, publications, internet, anything that exists in this world. The human brain has come to know about it through the mediums and all these other channels. And whatever it's come to know about it, the brain makes thoughts. The brain doesn't think who you are, what it is, what is not, what your values are. It just makes thoughts. And its own mind is trying to protect you by making you aware and alert of these sort of possibilities that is out there in the world, it's come to know about it. But when there's a malfunction involved and anxiety and all that, it doesn't let the brain do its job of that is supposed to give you the alarm and then go about its business. But it gives you the alarm and keeps giving the alarm. It's like the alarm sounding for no reason. But you still react to the alarm as if the threat is real. So you react, go through all that thing that comes up with the alarm, because alarm is set for certain things, and then when it sounds, you react to defend based on what that alarm is based on, which your system knows. But even if there is no a threat of any kind, you still do the reactions. Like, as I mentioned before, in the World War II, right on top of England, when the bombers were showing up, they had alarm systems, and the alarm would go on, and everybody's home's lights, they would pull the curtains and turn the lights down. And that was the drill. As soon as they would hear the alarm, pull the drapes and turn the lights down. But often the alarm would go on and everybody would pull the drapes and turn the lights off. But there were no bombers. It was a mistake. But people would still do as if it was real, and they would do what they would do if this was real. They wouldn't sit down and say, oh, is it? No, the alarm went off, now I got to react in a certain way. Now later on, they find out that there was no threat, but they react to the alarm. So what happens in OCD and HOCD and so on, you will react to what the brain alerts you with, the danger of whatever is against your system and against your preferences, that it sees it as possibilities of danger, that it lives in this world that we live in. So, and then of course, if there's a negative thoughts and the brain has got glitches and it OCD, and it throws all these negative alarms, these alarms for the negative possibilities over and over. And you constantly are spiked to react to them and get all that tension and the anxiety about it, because it's constantly being hit. But there is no reality in you having changed, or any possibility of any gender or sexuality being changed in you. But the idea of it makes you react in a certain way. And so the brain has got its powers and make you believe that something is real, like sounds the alarm and you believe, because you're an honest person, you think, oh, the alarm, so this must be true. But it's not, because the brain itself has got no mandate or no credibility in deciding such things, and has no power whatsoever to change anyone's gender just because a thought shows up. It's not in the works. You were made the way you were made, whether heterosexual, homosexual, however sexual, in the wombs of your mother, and you were born, and that's how it is going to be the rest of your life. It's not something that can be changed this way and then back to that way. Because if it can change from this to that, then it can later on change from that to this. Well, how many times is it going to happen? It's chromosomes. That doesn't change. So what it is only thought-based, brain's malfunction, malfunctioning signaling system, and the OCDs and the anxieties and all these false alarms and trying to protect you. The brain thinks I'm protecting, but it's constantly too much of protection, heightened for the reasons of anxiety. Therefore, it's overreacting, and then you follow the signals and you overreact and you start believing, because you believe in the system, in your system. But you have to understand that this system, the brain, is not you. Thought that it makes, it's got nothing to do with you. You are you. You were there. Brain and the productions of thoughts by the brain are added to you later on. You lived for 1 million years, and 40,000 years ago you were able to think and speak. So if you separate the brain and thoughts from you, then you understand what they produce and say, suggest, or image and all that. Imagine, it's got nothing to do with you. And understanding that sets you free. You stay on what it is and let these false alarms to go away. Eventually, the jig is up. You will learn that these are all false alarms, and you will not be bothered by them, and then they'll subside. All right, let me open the window. It's a bit warm here. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have Chester here from Hawaii. Aloha. Says male 27, Hawaii. Hello again, Mehran. Today I went out to Ko'olina Beach. I've never been to Ko'olina Beach. Ko'olina Beach Park. Maybe I heard of it. Is it a shallow beach? Is it the shallow one, or And says, and I enjoyed it. Well, good for you. You're in the heavens. So glad I could make it to this live show. I'm glad you could make it as well. Good for you. Tell me about Ko'olina Beach. Where is it? How far is it from Hanauma Beach? Because I can then have the orientation. Or from Waikiki. What direction? Is it north? North of the island, is it? Steven says, yes, I understand. Stand now about keeping my values high and not putting anyone on a pedestal. Thank you, Miran. You're welcome. You're welcome. AIO13 says, thank you for answering my question. You have helped a lot. Glad to do that. Rolling On says, hi, Miran. Hello, Rolling On. Keep on rolling. So what's up with you? You haven't been around for a bit, no? What was it? A few days ago, was it? I think I saw you in one of the live streams. Okay, listen, guys, don't be lazy. There are 10 of you here. There's 6 likes. The other 4 are now, there are 12 of us. So we are short by 6 likes. You got to be balanced. Anyone who hasn't clicked on like, go ahead, click on like. It doesn't cost you anything, for heaven's sake. Just click on. That's 7. That's it. Move your butts. Click on. You're going to see 12 people there. 12 likes. 12 people, 12 likes. You know, I should have one of these interactive devices that it shows who liked, who didn't. So the ones who didn't like to say, I don't hear you, your question. We gotta let YouTube know with these likes that we are popular, so they would actually suggest our videos and then we get popular, we get more exposure. That's the idea. So click on like, guys. We need that. Rolling On says, I'm on listening mode. He says, okay, good. Perhaps when I finish with our live talk, I'll take a walk again. It's a 3 kilometer. I think it's going and coming back to the end of the sea walk. And at the end of the sea walk here, we have so many Christmas trees already put. Every year, about towards the end of the sea walk, there are like about, I don't know, 100 Christmas trees, all from different companies and different individuals who somehow use it for advertisement. They have their placard underneath it, who's done that or which company has done it. So they design it differently. Most of them look the same, but it's very pretty, actually. And Chester said, it's the west side of island, west side of island. It's near Kapolei. Kapolei. Afterwards, I gotta look at the map and then get the orientation right. Juanpa says, male 25. Costa Rica, pura vida, Meirani says, and pura vida to you, dear Juanpa. Steven says, I forgot. You forgot? Oh, we got 10. 1210. 1210. Well, the 1210 has an interesting story for me, and actually, it's regarding Hawaii as well. 1210. So now we get too short to make it balanced. Where are those 2 people who are holding back? Just put the likes 2 times. Aman says 19, male India. Hello, Aman. Wow, this tea is way different than the other thing that I was having. I don't know how they sell that garbage. Aman says, my friend bullied me as gay. He thinks I'm one and not coming out. I can't directly say to him because he says me indirectly. I showed him that I got hurt, but he kept bullying me indirectly. Well, simply tell him, listen, buddy, it looks like you keep saying this. Obviously, seems like it's not about me. It's something that you are interested in, and you seem to be repeating it constantly. And tell them, listen, if I was, well, I was, and I would say it, and I would live it. But if I'm not, then what you're saying is just wasting your breath, and it's just not um, interesting to me, your comments. So, and you just, if they don't, if your friends are not positive towards you, just, cut them out. Find other friends. There's so many friends, so many people. And Chester says the beach is located near Disney Aluani Hotel. Oh, Disney has a hotel there. So isn't that north then? I know where the Disney hotel in Maui is. That's in not Lahaina. It's in the Kihei. No, I think it's in Kihei. But I didn't know Oahu also had Disney Aluani Hotel. There are several lagoons. I went to the lagoon 3. Oh, so it's a lagoon. So it's not connected to the ocean, or is it the ocean water coming into the lagoon? Okay, well, I guess I get it. There was one right by Hilton Hotel in Ala Moana Boulevard, and then they had lagoons there as well. That was a long time ago, but I bet you they still have it. Ala Moana Boulevard, close to the mall, and across was Hilton Village, and then they had the lagoon. It was a nice beach too. I went there a long time ago. Was it? I don't know. What was it? I think I don't know, 35 years ago, 36 years ago. Gee, I'm old. Aman says he says to make a girlfriend so he can prove me that I'm not gay. He said that indirectly. I can make other friends, but such questions on me by my friend gives me trauma. No, it doesn't give you trauma. He's just an idiot. Tell him, listen, what do you think about girls? That they're just piece of meat, that I can go to the store, buy one? I gotta find someone who likes me and I would like her, and then we get to know each other. If we're compatible, then that would be a girlfriend. But what do you think of women? They're not like the way you think of them. I think of them highly. I like to get to know them and treat them well, and they treat me well. You find a nice girl that likes to get to know me, then by all means. But otherwise, I don't have anything to prove to you. I don't need to prove to anyone. I don't need to prove to my own brain, let alone to you. So obviously, you have an issue on this. Listen, we are all brothers and sisters. We are born maybe in different genders, but that's the only difference that we have. The rest, what difference does it make? Whatever you are what you are. And if I was this, then I would then say so. If I'm not, then I'm not. So it seems like you have a certain issue with it. Otherwise, find me a nice girl and who likes me, then I like it. But I don't have anything to prove to you, and I don't intend to at all. I don't even prove to myself anything. I just live my life the way I see it, the way I like it, and the way I prefer it, and that's it. I have to prove it to anyone. That's how you say. And tell them, and if you just want to keep continuously saying these things that are not complimentary, in my case and in my view, for me personally, I wouldn't want to continue these sort of conversations, and I find it not so productive. So therefore, stop it. And if I was, I would be who I am. I wouldn't be hiding it from you or anybody else. So what the hell is wrong with you? But that doesn't mean that you're supposed to constantly say something. It's like keep saying to me that I'm rich. Well, I'm not rich. Or I, have this or don't have this. Well, if I have it, you know it. If I don't, I don't. McLovin says, Aman, if they behave like this, they're not your friends. Exactly. Exactly. Remember, you can't keep going to the same store and come back and say, well, that store cheated me and overpriced that, sold me not a good quality thing and took my money. Well, don't go there. You can't expect people to behave right. You are actually hanging around until he becomes a proper person to interact with you properly, instead of seeing that a shortcoming to him rather than about you. So you simply stop being friend with the guy and tell the guy, listen, these are not interesting to me. They're not complimentary to me. It is complimentary to some people and not complimentary to some others. I'm among the ones who is not. I don't enjoy these innuendos or these kind of comments. So stop it, because I don't enjoy it. That's it. And if he keeps doing it, then stop being friend with him. Simple. Just go about your business. Live your life. You don't prove anything to anyone. A friend would be concerned about the friend's balance, well-being, and would not try to hurt them, whether physically or by words. It has to be a level of trust and feeling safe in each other's company. And if that person, whoever it is, and I don't care what your gender is, whatever it is, but if the friend is not behaving as a friend and says something, regardless of sexual connotations, whatever they say, whatever comment they make in regards to any aspects of life, if it's not complimentary to you, if it's not welcome to you, if it bothers you or makes you uncomfortable, you tell them. And if they continue, they're not friends. Simple. It doesn't have anything to do with the sort of comments that he's making. It's just in generality, a friend doesn't make comments that makes the other friend uncomfortable or doesn't enjoy it and says it. Listen, I don't enjoy these comments. It's not that there's anything wrong with them. It's the fact that I don't enjoy it. It's like telling me, I don't know, hamburger. And I said, listen, hamburger, I don't enjoy it. I don't eat meat, let's say. Whatever. For whatever reason. And the guy or the friend keeps bringing hamburger or talks. So, well, now you're not a friend, because what's your intention? Now you're bothering me more than the hamburger does. so make him understand. If he doesn't, then just avoid him. So I don't have time for you. You're a person who doesn't bring tranquility and balance. So if you want agitation, that means there's something that shortcoming in your life, and you're trying to create tension and drama with others, and that's the kind of enjoyment you get. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in that kind of friend. All right, I guess we exhausted that topic. That's right. Chester is right. Chester says, Aman, you should get more new friends. They aren't worth your time. That's right. Friends supposed to be friendly and friends. Considerate. Not try to, be derogatory of any kind. Okay. Now we've got 9 concurrent viewers and 10 likes. I like this odds better. There it is. We couldn't convince the last 2 to like the live stream, so they left. Now we have 9 to 10, which is good odds. All right, I think perhaps by 9:30 we cut it off. We've got another 12 minutes to chit chat, because it looks like we've, the bulk of it, we answered all the questions and nobody needs us anymore. So we'll just move on and maybe I'll do my walk and maybe play chess a little bit. I like playing chess. It's a good way of spending time. Especially the older you get, you're supposed to have some mental stimulations, and chess is a good one. So I guess I should keep on playing. So if you guys figured out why after so many years we still have so very few participants in our live streams, let me know, because I would like to change that. This afternoon we had 20 people. I mean, compared to lower numbers, that's great, but in any case, that's not a big number. I was expecting like thousands of people for these weekly live streams to ask their breakup questions, emotional questions, questions about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, pleasure, mechanical process, and understand their psyche, and discussions and exploration about OCD and subsets of OCD and so on and so forth. So, but looks like, I don't know, somehow either people are not finding our channel or they somehow don't have a need for us. Well, I think it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to talk to you again next Saturday at 1 p.m. Vancouver time, and also hopefully next Saturday at 9 p.m. Vancouver time. 9 p.m. being for Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Philippines, Indonesia, India, Pakistan, Iran, UAE, and anyhow, most Asian countries and Australia, New Zealand, and 1 o'clock being for North America and Europe. So hopefully you guys will join me next week. Until then, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.